Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our very first new monthly call called Health, Wealth, and Happiness. I am so excited that all of you are here. This is going to become a regular call that we have on every Tuesday, not every Tuesday, the first Tuesday of every month. And just to introduce myself, I'm Hillary Granite. I'm a physical therapist and a mom of twin boys who are 6.5. I've been part of the Juice Plus company for 3.5 years. And what you're going to hear tonight are some amazing stories from real people. These are real stories. And we're going to be talking about how we are creating some flexibility in our life and being able to create more of an impact and a greater purpose in what we do and be able to say yes to more. So thank you all of us for joining tonight. And as with any good business, it's all about a good product. So I'm going to turn it right over to my really good friend and business partner, Allison, and she's going to share her story and share about our amazing products.
Awesome. Thank you, Hillary. Can you guys hear me okay? Awesome. So my name is Allison. I am a mom of two. I have a 13 and 14-year-old and a fantastic husband. And like Hillary said, I think all of us came into this business because it's built around this amazing product that we all love and that we've become so passionate about. And the product itself has had such an impact on people's lives, on their health and on their happiness. So we get really excited when we get to share it with everybody. So the products, these are our main products. They're right here. And it's actually very simple. It's called Juice Plus. And it's just basically fruits and vegetables in a capsule. We all know the term farm to table. These are actually farm to capsule, which is what I love most about them. These are not a vitamin. I will pull them out, although they look like a vitamin and they look like a supplement. They're actually real food. So you can see here, they're powders, fruit and vegetable powders in a vegan capsule, which is really fun. When you smell them, you can actually smell that it's real food. These smell like berries. We have fruits, and then we have our vegetable blend. So inside of these, inside our vegetable, you'll find broccoli, parsley, tomato, carrot, beet, spinach, cabbage. Those are just some of the things. In our fruit, we have acerola cherry, pineapple, prunes, dates, apples, peaches, cranberries, orange. And then in our berry, we have things like raspberry, bilberry, which I don't think any of us ever have, blueberries, cranberries, pomegranate, currants, blackberry, elderberry. So many amazing things inside of these capsules. So when you're putting these into your body, you're fueling your body with 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries on a daily basis. So this is actually like drinking a juice, except without all of the mess. And it doesn't replace fruits and vegetables. I want to stress that. This does not replace your fruits and vegetables. We still expect you to eat them every day. But we all know what we do eat, and we all know what we are supposed to eat. And it's really hard, especially in the busy world that we live in today. It's really hard to get in all of the fruits and vegetables that we're supposed to get on a daily basis. So these bridge the gap between what we do eat and what we are supposed to eat. So I think it's really important to understand the process of how Juice Plus is made. Again, we think of the term farm to table. This is farm to capsule because the fruits and vegetables that are in Juice Plus actually grow on a farm and come from a farm. So these are vine-ripened fruits and vegetables. They're all non-GMO. They're non-toxic. And what the company does is they work with small to mid-sized farms, and they grow these fruits and vegetables to the peak of their ripeness. So they are picking them at their peak. If you think of a fruit and vegetable you get in a grocery store, they pick it really early before it's ripe, and then it flies across the world and then gets into your grocery store, and then you're maybe getting it a few weeks later, and it's losing a ton of nutrients during that time. So they're picking it at the peak ripeness, and you're getting all of those, all the best nutrients in those fruits and vegetables. They take them to a facility that's really close by, and they pulverize the whole fruit and vegetable. So they take the skin, the rind, the peel, the stems, absolutely everything. They pulverize it, they dry it at a really low temperature, and then they put them into these powders. And what it does when they put them into these powders is it maintains all the nutrients without killing all those with heat or anything like that. So when we're putting Juice Plus into our body every day, it's like putting in 3 cold pressed juices into your body. So just think about, imagine if you're putting 3 cold pressed juices into your body every day, what is that going to do for you, right? It's going to do all of these amazing things, and it's going to make you feel healthier, and you're actually going to start to crave healthier food. And that's what we find a lot of times with Juice Plus is as you start to eat more Juice Plus every day, we actually start to crave more fruits and vegetables every single day, which is great. So a few more things I love about Juice Plus. It's 100% vegan. It is all the ingredients, again, like I said, are non-GMO. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, it's nut-free, and it's 100% bioavailable. And what that means is when you put Juice Plus into your body, it's actually going straight into your bloodstream to do all the amazing things that it's supposed to do. So if you think of your multivitamin that you might take every day, you take that and then you go to the bathroom and you pee and you have fluorescent pee, right? So we call that disco pee. That means your body is not actually absorbing all the nutrients when you're taking those multivitamins. And that doesn't happen with Juice Plus because it is actually real food. So it does go straight into your bloodstream. These have a nutrition label versus a supplement label. So you can see here, it's just like as if you were go to a grocery store and you were to buy a bag of frozen broccoli. That is real food. It has a nutrition label on it. So that's what you see on these bottles. There are 0 warnings on these labels, again, because it's real food. So another thing I love about Juice Plus is that it's backed by scientific research. We have over 35 peer-reviewed health studies, and it's published in health journals all over the world, which is just amazing. And they're NSF certified. So if you're not familiar with an NSF certification, I was not when I first learned about Juice Plus. Basically what that is when it's actually better than organic. When you have something that's NSF certified, it actually is tested over and over again for things like contaminants or chemicals or anything like that. When you have something that's organic, it's actually allowed a certain percentage of chemicals and pesticides. So when something is NSF certified, 0 contaminants are allowed in the product. So you know that it's really super clean, which is just absolutely amazing. And the thing that, I love so much about Juice Plus the most is that it is safe for everybody. So my kids can take it. Nursing and pregnant moms can take it. Elderly can take it. Anybody can take Juice Plus, again, because it really is just real food. And there are no warnings on the labels at all. So speaking of children, I also wanted to mention that Juice Plus also comes in these amazing chewables. It's actually the same powder that you get in these capsules, except it's put into a chewable. It's mixed with tapioca, so kids can take it, or adults that like to have chewables rather than capsules, or people like me who like to have a nice sweet treat after dinner. I love the chewables too. But the chewables are amazing because it's something that our kids can take. So the company actually, Juice Plus is called the company with the heart. They have a ongoing 25-year children's health study that they've been doing where they're finding children that eat Juice Plus every day. They're finding that they are sick less. They're having less doctor visits. They're craving more fruits and vegetables and less junk food. They're finding that they have a clearer mind. They have better attention in school. Just all of these amazing things that have been happening. So my kids have actually been on it, and we have absolutely loved it. But the Children's Health Study is amazing because not only do they just get, 1 trial box of Juice Plus, but they can actually get it for free for up to 4 years. So any adult in your house that takes Juice Plus with this Children's Health Study, they can actually sponsor a child to take it for free. So my husband and I are both on Juice Plus, and both of my kids get it for free, which is just awesome. One of the other products we have, I just want to move on, is our Omegas. This is one of our newer products that just came out about 1.5 years ago. It'll actually be 2 years in October. And this is a full spectrum omega. So we all know omega-3s. There's probably a lot of you on the line that take fish oils. This is an omega-3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And this is actually a vegan plant-based omega. So they bypass the fish and they go straight to the source. So our fish get their omegas from algae, and what Juice Plus does is they go straight to the source and they get the omegas straight from the algae, along with sources like pomegranate seed oil, tomato seed oil, raspberry seed oil, and lots of great things in here. So great for skin, great for brain health, and all of that. So these are our omegas. And then one other product that we absolutely love, I know in my family and a lot of people on this line, are our Juice Plus Complete powders. We like to call this magic nutrition dust because it is like magic. They are so yummy, mixed with lots of great things or plain. And they call it complete because it actually can be a complete meal. You can use this as a meal, you can use it as a shake, but it has things in it like pea protein, rice protein, and then tons more fruits and vegetables like broccoli sprout, alfalfa sprout, radish sprout, quinoa, pumpkin, pomegranate, spirulina, mushroom. You definitely don't taste mushroom in these, but there is mushroom in there. So there's lots of other great nutrients in here. So it's like another 15 plants that you're getting into your body. They do come in chocolate and vanilla. They are also vegan. They are dairy-free, gluten-free. They're non-GMO. They also do carry the NSF certification that I mentioned. So you can be rest assured that there's nothing in these like any arsenic or heavy metals or anything like that. They are super clean. And they, I forget what I was going to say. So they come in chocolate and vanilla, and they are just absolutely amazing. So we absolutely love these. And the thing that I was going to say that I totally forgot, my mind is going blank, is they are low glycemic. So I just wanted to mention that also. So these are actually low glycemic, so safe for diabetics, which is a great thing. So these are our powders. And then the last thing I want to mention, if I could actually take my computer with me and bring it outside, I would show you my tower garden, but I can't do that. But we also have a tower garden. I'm going to show it to you right here. It is an aeroponic garden. It is the coolest thing. I love having it where you can actually grow your own fruits and vegetables outside or inside. So I actually have it inside during the winter. I grow things like lettuce and kale and chard outside right now. I have growing tons of tomatoes and cucumbers and herbs and all of these great things. So it uses no dirt and uses something called rock wool to grow the seedlings in, and it uses 90% less water than a normal garden would. And I love it the most because I can go away for a weekend. I can go away on vacation. The maintenance on it is so easy. So I go away, I come back, and it is just like grown immensely. So it's super fun. And just another way that you can bring nutrition into your home and into your families in a really fun way. So that's kind of the information on the product. I just wanted to give you a quick idea of my product story. Juice Plus came into my life about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, at a time where I was already eating healthy. So I had suffered from chronic neck pain for about 2 years and figured out that, the power of food. Food was actually what was causing my neck pain. So getting rid of lots of inflammatory foods from my body was what actually got rid of my neck pain. So I knew there was some sort of power in food. But fast forward 5 years later, I had been eating like that, but I still wasn't feeling good, and I knew something was missing from my life. I was sick all the time. I was getting sinus infections all the time. I was on antibiotics all the time, and I was tired. I was just really tired all the time, and I would always ask my doctors, like, why am I so tired? And they would say, well, you're a busy mom. Of course you're going to be tired. And that answer just wasn't good enough for me. So my friend Becky's on the line here. I saw Becky posting about Juice Plus, and I got curious, but I was also skeptical because, again, at the time I had taken all sorts of supplements out of my daily routine because I just wanted to keep everything super clean. I'm a CrossFitter. I was using some supplements for that also, and I took everything out. So I was skeptical about what I was putting into my body at the time. But after Becky explained the product and I did my own research, I just loved how clean the product actually was. And that's how I kind of fell in love with wanting to try the product. And it just made sense. I knew for me, I was eating clean, but I wasn't eating enough fruits and vegetables. And then when I found out that my kids could take it, I definitely knew they weren't eating enough fruits and vegetables. They're kids, right? They were eating, I think, tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers, and that's it at the time. So my husband and I decided to give it a go. We signed both of ourselves up for the product. We signed both of our kids up for the Children's Health Study. We decided to do the Shred 10 program, which somebody will talk about a little bit later. And almost immediately, I noticed a change in my energy. It was, I don't know if anybody on the call is a chronic snoozer, but I am definitely, I was a chronic snoozer. And I found that during that time, all of a sudden I was waking up before my alarm. And that, like, to me, that was just like, wow, like that's the power of what fueling your body with fruits and vegetables every day can do. We just felt really great. I also noticed less bloating during that time. And then fast forward, 3 months later, my son, who, grew up his entire life having constipation issues, he was no longer constipated. He didn't understand why he was pooping all the time. And I had to explain to him that it was actually normal to be pooping every day. And it was like the best thing that ever happened to my family was seeing him not in pain all the time. Fast forward even later, I had my blood work done. My cholesterol went down 40 points. And, 2 years later, just a couple months ago, I was able to go off of my high blood pressure medication, which I was on for 8 years. So trying to get off of that for 8 years, unsuccessful. I've now been off of it since March, almost 6 months now. And that is just like, that's been amazing for me. Another huge thing for us, for all 4 of us in my family 2 years later, none of us have been on antibiotics, and we were definitely a family of antibiotics. We've dodged all of the flus, the stomach bugs, the strep throat, you name it. We had small little, what we call juice plus colds that lasted a couple days and never really amounted to anything. And I'm just super grateful that this product has come into my life, because it's made such a difference for myself and for my family. And people always laugh because I can't really explain it to them. I said, it just makes me a happier person. I don't know how to explain it, but it just makes me a happier person. So I am truly grateful that this product fell into my life a couple years ago. So that's kind of my story. And the stories, I know we would probably want to hear some more stories. So I am going to pass it on to Stacy to share her story.
Hi, yes, thank you, Allison. All right, so my name is Stacy King, and I'm a physical therapist in Potomac, Maryland. And my product story comes this way. So I was getting ready for a big family event, and I had been looking for a program, basically what I was doing. And it was a little bit of a Facebook stalker. So I was watching Hillary, who was on the line, and I was getting close to a big family event. It was my son's bar mitzvah. And I've always been on like a healthy lifestyle kick. I've done detoxes, and I've done all kinds of cleanses and things like that. So I was on the mission to looking for something else to help me kind of lose those last couple of pounds and to feel better before my son's bar mitzvah. So I reached out to Hillary. She kept posting about this Shred 10 program, and I tried very hard to figure out what it was without asking her, because I just didn't want to go there. So when I couldn't find anything, I reached out to her. And she just basically explained, it's this great 10-day program. You're going to look great. You're going to feel great. It's going to be amazing. And if you're going to do it and your husband's going to do it, just, join the business and follow up with me later if you're interested in learning more. So, for me, it was like a no-brainer. Sure, sign me up, whatever. I just want to do the program. So the program started about 20 days before my son's bar mitzvah. And the Shred 10 program is a 10-day program. So my husband and I did the program. And within a couple of days, my stomach stopped hurting. I wasn't bloating, like Allison had mentioned. And I started noticing, oh my God, my cat just jumped up in front of sorry. And I noticed that I work out at 5 a.m. in the morning, and I get up at 4:15. And I started to notice that those really early morning workouts, I started having more energy, and I was able to push harder. And I was a Division I gymnast, so my body is for crap, orthopedically speaking. But I was able to actually push harder and run harder and lift heavier without things hurting. And so after 10 days of the program, my husband and I looked at each other and we're like, 10 more days to the bar mitzvah, let's keep going. So we kept going, and all I noticed were that the things that had been bothering me over years just started to gradually improve. And so by the end of the 20 days, what was really awesome was we had this big event, and the feedback from our friends and family just was like this extra confidence booster that what I was doing was actually showing out in the world, right? So you do all this stuff, and don't get me wrong, I was being very vain. I wanted to look good in the pictures, right? So those last few pounds are always so hard. And, people are coming up to both of us and saying, what are you doing? What have you done? You guys look great. You look awesome. Your skin looks good. We looked good in what we were wearing. Our energy levels were through the roof, not just because it was exciting, but it was the whole program. And so that's all I needed to know. We kept going with the product. I started learning about the business, and it's just been that way now for a little over a year and a half now. So that's my story in a nutshell, and I'm going to pass it on to Dawn, who's now going to share her product.
Hello, can everybody see me? And can everybody hear me?
Can hear you, but can't see you.
You
Can
see
you
me?
guys see her? Just me. Oh, you're up top. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Dawn.
All right, so I have a little bit of a different story. So I have a fairly healthy house. We're synthetic free. We've been eating clean, probably since before I was pregnant. And we just wanted to, we were looking, since we had been synthetic free, looking for sort of an all natural vitamin or something to replace some of the supplements that I had been on, since I'm a personal trainer on the side. And, similarly, I had been following Allison's Healthy Clean Kitchen website and Instagram, and she had posted a few times some smoothies and things like that. And I don't remember exactly why we connected, but we connected, and she sent me the video of how it was made, and it just made sense. I mean, it was sort of like an aha moment, like, where have these been my whole life? So we had tried it. I had purchased it. Me and my husband had sort of split it, and the kids. And I didn't come with like an ailment or a health concern, really. I mean, my husband was probably the worst out of all of us. He has really, really, really bad seasonal allergies. We've had some pretty severe, near hospitalization situations. And when I saw his allergies starting to improve, we're high school sweethearts. So when I saw them starting to improve, I just purchased it in full for all of us, because we have done everything for him. The neti pot nebulizers, chiropractors, acupuncture, Allegra, you name it, he's been on it, he's tried it. Like I said, we went synthetic free. That was part of the reason. We've done essential oils, and it's, a lot of these things have helped, but nothing like what we've seen when he consistently, I will say, we love all of our men, but when he consistently took it, I had him put it on his desk. We had it as a house for about 6 months, but when he put it on his desk, it had been about 4 months that he was taking it consistently. And it had changed everything for him. He could breathe. The temperature swings didn't affect him as much. And so it's done amazing things for that. This guy plays basketball about 4 or 5 times a week, and he used to get sort of the growing pains. Doesn't anymore. He's nine now, in public school, in and out of gyms, in and out of the gym with me. And they haven't had a sick visit in over 3 years. Well, about 3 years. And half of that is due to Juice Plus. The other half was Forced Bragg's apple cider vinegar, which I don't recommend. A great compliment, but Juice Plus is much easier. So for someone like us, we didn't come with any severe ailment or, sort of medical concern, but it's done amazing things for us nonetheless, and I've seen it do amazing things for other people. That's really it for me.
Thank you so much, Dawn and Stacy and Allison, for sharing your story. They're all such great stories and so inspiring. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk about the business behind Juice Plus. So I came into the business first because I fell in love with the products. I'm not going to share my product story because you already heard some amazing product stories, but that was the reason that I decided to join the business. I'm super passionate about health and wellness and fitness and rehab, and I feel really fortunate in that I'm already doing what I love and I'm passionate about, which is inspiring healthy living and helping people heal every day. But what I was looking for was a way to make passive income and not trade hours for dollars as I do as a physical therapist. As a PT, if I don't see patients, I don't get paid. If I decide I want to go on vacation, I don't get paid. If I want to go to see one of my kids' performances or one of those holiday things that's going on during the middle of the day, I don't get paid. So because of all of these reasons, I've always been trying to find a way to make some passive income, and I haven't been able to find it until Juice Plus came along. So Juice Plus has been my way of making passive income. And I think of it as that I'm building an asset over time that will eventually pay me forever. And this residual income is what is so powerful, which is why I love this business. And the other thing is that you can do it in stolen moments. We're all super busy. As I said, like, I have twin boys. I own my own practice. I'm married. Like, I would think that I would have no more time in my day to add one more thing in. But this business can be done in stolen moments. When a patient cancels, I do it. When I put my kids to bed at night, I can, plug into some calls or make some phone calls. In my car, I can do it. So as long as you have a phone or a laptop, you can do this business from anywhere, at any time, whenever you want. And that's the great thing about this. So it's really, up to you what you want to do. A lot of people think that we need to work really hard and put in long hours to be successful. And I was raised that way. But instead of working so hard, we're going to show you a way to work smarter, not harder. So with the business, obviously the products made complete sense to me right away. But even though I love the idea of passive income, I was really skeptical and had a lot of questions around the business. And I'm sure a lot of people who are on this phone call probably feel the same way that I did when I started. So what we're going to do is share how our business works. And I'm going to show you what a typical business structure looks like. I'm just going to turn this so you can see my whiteboard and then stand up over here. Okay. Let's just get this centered a little bit. Okay. So a typical business structure is a triangle or a pyramid. Can you guys see that? Okay. And then you have a CEO at the top. And underneath the CEO, there's lots of different levels. There's presidents, senior VPs, middle managers, supervisors, and then you have all the regular employees, the people doing the daily grind at the bottom. It's very unlikely that no matter how hard you work, that you are going to become CEO of that company. You can definitely work your way up, but there's not that much room at the top for you to get there. And when you're trying to get there, it's usually competitive. Or even if you are there, or you own your own company, it's usually super stressful, and you have a lot of, whether it's financial stress and payroll stress and other things that go along with that. You may have the income to do what you want, being at the top levels, but you usually don't have the time freedom. So what I love about Juice Plus is that our structure is more of a rectangle instead of a triangle or a pyramid. And we all come in at the same level as a distributor. We all start at the same exact level, and we all pay the same amount of money, which is $50 to become a distributor. We have the exact same marketing plan, and there are also levels in our company. And at the top level, which is called a national marketing director, you get full benefits: health insurance, life insurance, tuition reimbursement, medical, dental, which is amazing. But the only way, this is the part that I love, the only way that you can work up the levels of our company is by helping others. So the more people that you help along the way, the more successful that you're going to be. So by inspiring other people and getting them healthier and helping them create the lifestyle and the freedom that they want, they're going to help you move up that level too. All right, so I'm just going to erase this real quick. All right. So now what I want to talk about next is some myths about this company, about the business of network marketing and joining our business. So most people think that you would need to know a lot of people or like selling to be successful in this business, and that is completely not true. We all hate selling. I hate selling. I hate being sold to. You never need to be pushy in this business. You will never have to compromise your values. All we do is share the products. So when you start taking the products and you fall in love with the products as much as the stories that you've heard, it's just about sharing. So like if you go out for dinner, I know that I'm like a foodie and I always am trying the newest restaurant. And so all my friends want to know, like, what's the newest restaurant that I went to, or what restaurant do I like? And I tell them, and I tell my patients, or if I have a good haircut place, I just share things that I like. And I never get compensated for that. Where with this, you fall in love with the product, you share your story, and that's how you So there's no selling, it's just sharing, which I think is great. So then the other big myth about this business is that you need to know a lot of people in this business. And that's not true either. You know, if you know a couple people, it's really a teach to teach business, or I like to say you earn as you learn. And it's all about duplications, which is what I'm going to show right now. Again, I'm going to go back to my little whiteboard. All right. So when I started the business, my friend Amanda introduced me to the business. So this is me. And then I introduced the business to my sister-in-law's best friend, Becky, who's on this call. And then Becky introduced it to Allison, who's also on this call. And she introduced it to Julie and then Ginny, and it went straight down the line. And so just by me introducing it to one person, you can see like the layers and the duplication. At the same time, when all of this is happening, I introduced the business to my friend Stacy, and then she introduced us to Sarge, and Becky introduced it to a couple more people. And so each one of us, if we just introduce it to 2 other people and just teaching them exactly the way we were taught originally, you can see this huge duplication. And this is called the popcorn effect. So, you know, if you're popping popcorn and you take it off the stove, it continues to pop even after you take it off. And it's just that momentum and duplication, which is just so amazing. So as far as like, just to kind of reiterate and kind of pound in that you don't need to know a lot of people, the power of numbers. So as I said, I just started off introducing the business to 2 people. And then if those 2 people share the business with 2 people, that becomes 4. If those 4 people share it with 2 people, that becomes 8. If those 8 share, that becomes 16. Those 16 share with 2, that becomes 32. But now just imagine if you decide to share the business, instead of with 2 people, you decide to share it with 5 people. Doing the exact same thing that you just did with those 2 people, but you start with 5. If those 5 people share with 5 people, that becomes 25. And look at that huge difference already. If those 25 share with 5 more, that becomes 125. Then they share with 5, that becomes 625. Whoops, that's a 3. And then I think it goes up to 3,125. So those are like some crazy numbers. Just by, instead of sharing with 2, you share with 3 additional people. I mean, you don't need this amount of people to be successful in this business. If you had this amount of people, you would be considered very successful and be very happy with that amount of team and business partners on your team. So the 2 myths, the one that people really don't want to do is sell or feel like they know a lot of people. And so I hope I explained how that works. So we're going to, what was I going to say? Oh, so what brings everything together are our stories. So I'm going to pass it over to Becky, and I'm going to ask her to share her business story, why she originally said yes, and what has your experience been with the business, Becky? So.
Thank you. So this is my absolute favorite thing in the world to talk about because it just completely jazzes me up. I worked at a corporate office for 15, 16 years. I sat in an hour of traffic on the way to work. I sat in a cubicle all day, and then I sat in an hour of traffic on the way home. I was miserable. I called it prison. I cried every day. I don't think we got raises for many, many years, and even if we did, it was like 1% to 2%, if that. I had to report to a boss. I had to ask permission when I got vacations, and I was miserable, and I knew there was more, and I didn't know what that was. So blessing in disguise, I got laid off. And a couple months later, my husband and I ended up moving to California. And after unpacking, and I got a really sweet tan and walked the dog every day, and life was grand, we had that, okay, time to find a job conversation. And I just stared in panic because, I mean, even talking about it now, I just remember, I'm like, I can't go back to the cube. Like, I can't go back to that life. And, but I didn't know what to do. And I knew I wanted to work. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. Fast forward literally a couple weeks, my best friend called me one day and told me about the Juice Plus products, which made complete sense to me. And so I said, absolutely, jumped on board. And she said, this is actually a business. And so I stepped out of my comfort zone, went to a conference, and literally the trajectory of my life completely changed. I was in a room with 8,000 people, you know, like-minded people, health-conscious people that all they want to do is help people in this world. And I hit the lottery. You know, when I was I never even really looked for something because I was so panicked about having to go back to that cubicle life. So I knew that I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew what I didn't want to do. I didn't want a cube. I didn't want a boss. I didn't want to ask permission for vacation. Really, at this point, I was just looking to work from home. So I had no idea what I was saying yes to. I was just so energized by the people that were in this room, and it's literally changed my life. I not only work from home, I'm on vacation right now. I've been back east for 3 weeks and just, working, but not, because I'm having fun, because that's what this is about. So you can literally work from anywhere. You can work as much as you want, as little as you want. And really, this business is about helping people. I mean, how cool is that? I feel like there's no other business that your paycheck is a direct reflection of how many people you've helped. And so you can, literally make as much or as little as you want. It's totally up to you. And you're just surrounded by, you're on this call. We are the Good Vibe Tribe. And I'm telling you, I wake up every day just craving seeing these beautiful faces. And I couldn't ask for anything more. So that's my business story. I will never go back. This is just the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. So
thank you so much, Becky. And I am so happy that you said yes and joined this business. I just love hearing all of these stories. So just to wrap up, we have this amazing product that works great, as you've heard, and it's so easy to recommend it to anyone. So everyone who's listening, we just encourage you to dream a bit bigger, to bring back hope that we do not need to be working 50, 60, 70 hours a week. There really is a smarter way, and we have that. I know that it sounds sometimes it's too good to be true, but just think, what if? I really want you to get your questions answered, and there's no rush, but whoever invited you to this call, you can follow up with them, ask them any questions. They're going to be happy to get back to you and answer all the questions that you have, and we look forward to welcoming you into our Juicy Good Vibe Tribe. So again, thank you for joining us tonight, and that's it. So thank you.